Hey. Hey, Joy.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. I'm at the park with Chelsea, my daughter, and we are just. I've just set up a little crystal grid, and there's kids everywhere, and it might rain, so might be a quick podcast or episode today.
Yeah,
So,
of course. So real quick, hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Flipping the Script. This is episode 10. And I guess we're gonna discuss transmutation or I don't know, because that's what I'm dealing with right now is having to deal with emotions and feelings and stuff, and just you know.
oh, I think I might have lost you there. What did you say?
Oh, I was talking about I've really been transmuting a lot of emotions and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I
And
know. I've been watching you, and definitely I've seen huge changes. I mean, by leaps and bounds.
it's
just from
just
just from all the
wow.
way over here. I've definitely just in the way that you're dealing with certain things that are going on in your life and seeing your responses change.
Yeah, it's hard though. It's hard. Like I'm devastated. It is. And then when I was like early, like since yesterday, of course, I started my I have my womanly blessing. So
Oh,
today's day one for me.
me
Woohoo,
today.
Shark Week.
Yeah, the sacred blood.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, okay,
Sorry, guys. Sorry for all the details, but we're women and that's natural.
it is to deal with it. But it is what it is, and what came to me was, it doesn't necessarily, like, you need to cut the cords. It does just cut the cords and attachments, okay? It doesn't mean things are going to change in your immediate circumstances right away. It doesn't mean that it's the end of the world. I mean, and a lot of us go from 0 to 60, like, because we have anxiety and stuff, and so we always are like, oh my God, if I cut the cords, then everything is just going to fall apart. And that's just not so. My guides are trying to tell me you need to cut all the cords and attachments to everything. That doesn't mean they're going away. That doesn't mean things are changing. That doesn't even mean things are going to be different. Okay. But what they're trying to get me to do is just to cut the cords, just sever the fucking attachments.
Well, the cords that we've attached to the people that are in our lives are unhealthy cords, and so sometimes we need to disconnect those ones so that we can attach in a more healthy and
Right.
symbiotic way, like a mutual way that meets in the middle, as opposed to them you dragging them. You guys need to come to a different point. Not you guys, but in general, people need to
Yep.
meet in the middle, and that way we are not. And I was just talking about this last night. We are not coming to the table, starving and then taking from everybody that's around us. We're coming with our stomachs full and our plates full, and we're
Yep.
satisfied. And then we can, instead of draining other people, we're coming and then we can actually enjoy life and then create together
Yep.
and have happiness and whatever it is, that experience, whatever intention we want to set out there, we can make that the priority instead of this toxic draining back and forth and imbalance and toxicity and all of that. So I've recently learned that too, is to let go of those cords because they were holding me back. And that fear that you're talking about,
Yeah.
being afraid of what is it going to look like, are they leaving my life, am I am I going to be alone, and where am I going to live, all of those fears. I've gone through those for the last 2 or 3 years with my husband and my relationship. And now I'm watching, and as I've let all of those cords go, even though it had to come to the point of me like threatening divorce and all of these things, and all of a sudden, I just said, I'm done. It had to come to a point where I was done, and I just had to throw in that towel. I had to release. And I forced that. My guides want it to be easy for me, and I have to make it difficult because I want to know. I want to know what the future is going to hold. I want to know what it looks like.
Yep.
And I want to be in control. And that's what this is all about, is letting go of that control and putting it in God, source, whoever's hands, and saying, or the universe's hands, and saying, you know, take care of me. I'm going to stop trying to take care of myself because I obviously can't do it, you know, the right way. You know, so it's not necessarily admitting defeat, but surrendering to the powers that be, you know, saying I can't do this alone. I need my God self, you know, I need my connection to source to do this for me. And so in letting go of control, we actually gain control in a way.
Yeah, exactly. But all along the entire time, we're literally transmuting
Mm-hmm.
and healing. And but we need to allow, if you don't allow the emotions and the feelings to come up, see how it can cause a blockage, you know. But
Yes.
so we have to be willing to cry it out. We have to be willing to scream it out, or, you know, punch it out with a punching bag, or whatever it is you need to do.
We need to learn how to listen faster. I'm learning that, because you know I'll get little instincts, you know, little no, like don't do that, and then I do it, and what do I get? I get, you know, instant consequence, and I'm like, dang it, why didn't I listen? You know.
Yeah, exactly. Also, yeah, I mean, we need to be trusting our inner guidance and listening to that voice. Like I said, that voice came to me because I was listening. You know what I mean? Like I'm listening, like I am actively listening to my inner guidance, like for guide. I'm not looking outside of myself, you know, and that, I guess, yeah, that's fucking huge right there, isn't it? Like like
Yes. Oh my gosh, when we stop with the distractions and we actually listen.
I'm like I'm listening, like I'm listening, you know. And I had an appointment this morning, and I tried so hard just to keep it to what I had written down and keep it logical. And no, my guides were like, let her have it. And I did. I just opened up the floodgates because I needed to be genuine and vulnerable and show up. So regardless of what happens from that situation, I showed up. I was genuine. I was vulnerable. I opened up. I was honest about what's going on in my life, you know. And I mean, yeah, I am spoiled as far as I have everything taken care of for me. However, I don't have the free will to go do what I want, you know. So it's like it's a give and take here. And it's like yeah, it's a give and take. I guess that's how I'm meant to look at it right now. And to let go of those attachments, because I'm probably attaching to things that no longer even exist. Because what is it that I had learned? The idea of you, Becky, doesn't exist outside of my head. My idea of you, Becky, is my idea of you, and you have nothing to do with that. You know what I mean? It only exists in my mind. So regardless of what you do, I'm going to have an idea of you. I need to be flexible with that idea of you now. I need to be non-attached to that idea that I have of you, because you are constantly growing and changing and evolving. So I shouldn't have, and I hate that word, shouldn't, but there it is again. I shouldn't attach myself to the version I have of you.
See,
I
and
should allow
that is where
you.
a lot of people get caught up, is attaching to a false narrative of someone and then being angry and putting those attachments to that person that doesn't even exist. So in reality, it's all an illusion. You know,
Yeah, and it's like I can
we're
see him
holding
doing it to
resentments for people that aren't even the people.
yep.
Like, you know what I mean? They're
Yes.
not the same people. And honestly, my husband's family, my in-laws, they have this narrative of me that I am somebody that I'm not, and they hate me like I'm the devil, and they don't know me at all. It's like it's completely a false narrative. And in knowing that and being aware of that, I can find forgiveness for them, and that leads me into transmutation, because forgiveness and transmutation and love and neutrality, all those things kind of work together. And you know, forgiveness is the best way to transmute things.
Yeah.
Letting that
You,
person stand in front of you and in your mind, and or that version of them. Oh, hold on one second. Okay. That version of that person standing in front of you, releasing that tie and letting it go, you know. And so knowing that they don't even know me, and that they hate a version of me allows me to forgive them, because they're not mad at me. They're mad at somebody that doesn't exist. You know, they're mad at somebody they've created in their head, and I can forgive them for that, because if they really truly knew who I was and had a connection with me, we would be able to some kind of peace. But honestly, I don't think that some people are in a state of consciousness or awareness to be able to do that kind of thing.
Nope.
It's not a judgment. It's just a a discernment thing.
Yeah.
Some people just are not
On that level
evolved
yet.
in the reincarnation cycle yet. You know, we
Yep.
all were those people in our past lives, and we've had to go from the smallest organism to the largest organism in each of those incarnations. We've had to learn our lessons, and so we were small evolutions, and as we ascend, and hopefully we don't have to keep going through this cycle over and over and over. At least that's my goal, not to have to keep repeating the same lessons. But it's all about experience too. Maybe I do want to experience something. Who knows when this life is over?
Yeah. Honestly, yeah, I would love to get into that, but I honestly am like, yeah, like right now, today I lit a pink candle, which is representing the crown chakra. So right now, I lit this candle because I got a visualization that the collective has a lot of what people can call goop or black tar that kind of looks like buildup. It gets built up over years of non-maintenance on your energetic fields. It's just what the enemy likes to do. It's like tar. It's like that's what I get as a visualization. Anyways, so the pink candle is representing me clearing that crap for the collective. So a lot of people might be feeling tingles and that kind of thing on the scalp. That's a good thing. Just clearing out that shit so you can hear, you can listen better. With all that goop on that energetic area that you have that's been neglected, you can't hear your guides very well. It's watered down. They can come at you in different ways, don't worry, but it helps to clear that out. And so I'm doing that. I did want to bring that up before we move along too much, because that's necessary right now.
Well, and for me, I with the I have like gummy. I've had somebody tell me I've got gumminess, like you're saying, like goopy, whatever. And so for me, the first thing that I needed to do was kind of detox my body, and on the physical level, but also detox on a spiritual level too. And those are some things that can help us to clear some of that energetic stuff, but then also it translates into physical. So it's not just about energy clearing, it's also about clearing out the stuff that's built up in our hormones and our diet and things like that, and then trying to change those things a little at a time. One of the things that I like is like fulvic acid, or I don't know how to say it, shilajit, something like that. That's good. I like reishi mushroom. I have a reishi mushroom tincture. And I'm really kind of getting into like tinctures and then just like foraging. I don't know what I'm doing. I literally will just look up stuff on YouTube or on Google, and I'll Google like, what is this, and then what are its properties, what it's used for. And I think like that's just like maybe my past lives or something, like speaking through me, like saying like, get out in the forest and go find natural stuff, and like and clean your body out, and connecting with earth too. That definitely helps to clear a lot of that stuff.
Yeah, well, you're activating what's happening is the sun loves to come in with the energy and the Schumann energy and all of it. Anyways, you're getting activated. So as your DNA gets activated, your memories get activated. Just like I automatically started I've never been in, obviously I was born and raised as Southern Baptist. So I was not raised in witchcraft and whatsoever. But however, through the years and activating my DNA, I have learned that it's good. It's not all bad, and you can use it for good. And I've obviously been a good witch or whatever you want to call it in past lives. And I have an altar, and I use a lot of crystals and candles, and that is just who I am. It's just part of me now being activated, and we're to integrate that. We're not to push that away. Listen, that's not a bad thing. We
I
all
know, and
need that.
there's so much stigma around, witchcraft or whatever. And it's
Yeah,
like, in the Christian
that sounds
society or
right.
whatever. And it's
Yeah.
like, you don't understand. Like, there's a difference between everything. There's good people, there's bad people, there's good animals, there, or good, not, I don't want to say animals, good aliens, bad aliens.
Mm-hmm.
There's a good
We're
and bad, there's a polarity. So it's really about the intention. So it doesn't matter what my craft is. If I'm doing it with the intention of love and purity, then it's love and purity. If I'm doing it in intention of evil and malice, then that's the intention. You can be a Christian and do evil things. You can be a Buddhist and do evil things. And you can also be an atheist and do good things. You can be somebody that doesn't believe in anything, but you believe in yourself and you're connecting with source, not even realizing it. You know what I mean? So I think it all comes down to intention. And I don't think God really cares what direction we believe in him in, as long as we have some kind of direction, a guiding force, and we listen
Yep.
to that voice and
Yeah.
follow that intuition, because that's how he talks to us. He's not booming sound from the clouds, although I have had that experience where I've looked up in the sky and like heard his voice, which was freaking awesome when that happened, but that took a long time and a lot of clearing for me to hear that.
Because
You know
honestly, like, I've been calling in, like, because of my altar, like, people are like, oh, it's evil. Oh, you're calling in demons. Oh, let me just tell you, first of all, no, I'm doing it to honor my ancestors and my family. I have feathers on there. I have trinkets on there. I have certain things on there to honor different things. And it's all in intention, because I'm bringing my guides closer to me, my ancestors closer to me, my guides closer to me. Those are my intentions, and that's what happens. Especially because people send me bad stuff all the time, and so because of the bad stuff, I put protection up. So
hmm
I have protection, and protect my kids and my husband the best of my ability, because he has free will to do whatever he pleases, obviously,
yeah.
and chooses to react however he pleases. That's on him. It's not on me. But I can put protection up regardless, without harming anybody's free will. And you can do that to anyone driving down the street. You could throw love bombs at people.
Well, and
I
I
put
love to ask my husband if I can do
children at the
certain
school.
things. What? I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I didn't mean to cut you.
I was saying, while I'm at the school, I love like throwing shields, like love shields and love
Oh yeah.
bubbles at when they come out,
Oh,
because
I
you
do
don't
that
know
with
who's
power
praying.
lines.
My God,
I
I
do that when
love.
I'm driving, and I will see the power lines or the telephone pole. What do you call them? Things, towers that are going up
Yeah.
everywhere. And I hijack the energy line, and I just send love and light, and I just envision love and light going through the lines and touching every person and healing every person. And so I can use those things as a conduit instead of seeing them as a negative thing. I can use them and harness their power. And so I'm driving down the road. I got my hands up. Everybody's looking at me crazy. I don't care.
I know, same. I mean, and what's funny is, all along, like, I used to always have my hand out the window and make a wave, like, up and down with my hand, and make a wave out the window. I've always done that since I was a kid. I mean, you don't know what you're doing. You're just following your intuition, just doing what you like to do, what makes you happy. And you don't even know the magic you're doing when
Well,
you're
and as
doing
kids, we're
that.
not. As kids, we're more free to do what we want because everybody just looks at, oh, they're
Oh,
just kids.
trouble.
When you're an adult, people are looking at you like, why are you so weird? It's like, I'm weird because I want to be weird, and I'm gonna be weird.
Yeah. Well, up here where I am at in the desert, I don't worry about that too much, because there's a lot of hippies here. Like, I'm literally surrounded by people that are very spiritual, but still lost, very unconscious, spiritual nonetheless, but very unconscious, just silly, and it's so weird because I've seen the religious, I've seen, all the different ways. Oh, I was going through pictures yesterday or the day before, because I was looking for a date, and because I have a bunch of pictures and stuff that I inherited and it's all like my ancestors. So I like wrote down like my grandfather, my great grandfather on my mother's father's side, which I didn't know. The father's name was Robert Alfred DeForge, and the mother's name is Georgina Valancourt. I was like, wow. Like I find this stuff in my closet, like, and then I'm like, oh, I bring this stuff out to honor my ancestors because they want to be acknowledged. They want to be remembered. And we are living proof that they succeeded. I don't know how to put that. We are a living miracle. I fucking shared that earlier on Facebook. Now I can't remember. Something like, you're a miracle and your very existence is miraculous. If you're listening, like if you're conscious, you are a living miracle and proof that our ancestors' hard work paid off. Yeah, it matters. Fuck, you know how difficult it is to be a conscious human being right now? Like you can't even be fully honest to people about your
because everybody, because we're living in a program where everybody is programmed to,
the simulation,
do
the matrix, whatever.
To do what they did to Jesus if we speak up, or do what happened to John Lennon or Martin Luther King.
Whoever speaks up, anyone that speaks out
that's shining their light gets knocked down, because that's the world that they were living in. But the world's changing now, where it's becoming a little bit safer because there's more of us. I'm not saying it's safe, but and at the end of the day, we're safe no matter what, because we're eternal beings. So there's no real worry there. But as far as the dark ones, I don't want to name names go, but their motto basically, or their agenda, has to do with keeping the light shut down. So when they see us shine, they want to shut us down.
Well, yeah, they're trying to prevent the ascension. But honestly,
speaking of that, my daughter's coming here with a pout on her face. Yes. I'm on a thing right now. Can I do it in a minute when I get off? 1 minute? I'll hurry up.
We'll wrap it up. So one thing I did want to bring up really quick was I saw a TikTok about time being sped up. Like we've literally, this goes into our transmuting.
Oh, yeah.
And those of us, now she said 6 weeks, but I'm going to say 6 months. It's been at least 6 months for me that I have been, and we've literally transmuted. And this is what resonated with me. So obviously take what resonates, but this resonated with me. For at least the past 6 months, we have been transmuting so much shit. We've transmuted up to 2 years of stuff. So don't think that everything that you're going through is for nothing. Don't think that the pain that you feel, if you're feeling it, allow it to come and pass. Just let it go. Don't hold on to it. Don't think it's yours. Just feel it and let it go. Roll the window down, let the fly out. Don't hold on to it. Do your best to just let it flow. Treat emotions and feelings like a passenger that are just coming onto your bus for a minute and then getting off. They're coming in for a minute and then getting off. You're transmuting it. It doesn't need to be kept and held on to. A lot of emotions, a lot of feelings, thoughts, ideas, and timelines are getting transmuted right now in a very fast manner.
Well, not even when we're awake. It's when we're in our dream time too.
I'm doing it during my awake time too. This is a 24/7 job for me.
Yes.
When I'm sleeping or awake, it doesn't matter.
Well, I told you about my dream the night before, and where I literally was seeing through two different people's eyes down in the, down in the dumbs or the tunnels or wherever, I don't know exactly where, but down under the earth, and seeing what was going on, and like being given that view and that glimpse, and when I woke up, my immediate reaction was write all this down, and then meditate and transmute and send light. And, that is one way that we can heal what's going on, and transmute it, is to become aware of it. And when we are aware of it, don't get caught up in the, oh, that's terrible. That's, that's horrible, that stuff.
Don't try to figure it out either. Just write it down and then let it go.
You don't have to know everything. Then meditate and just imagine light, healing, awakening. I just imagine a bright light, the source light, coming into the minds of all the people that I saw in my dream.
Yeah, and it was Althena. she shared her experience of watching like soul harvesting in her dream, you know, and so it's scary as shit, but guess what? We're more powerful than anything. You're more powerful. You are the one that's creating this universe. Okay? You are the one that's creating everything. You're the one that's creating what's in front of you. You're creating your future too. So make it a good one, you guys. Don't hold on to the bad. Look for the good. And we'll go ahead and go now.
Yeah, I just saw 25 a second ago, so I was like, all right, this is good.
It's
So
time. Woo.
yeah, my daughter's wanting me to push her on the swing, and I don't want to leave her too long. So
Yeah. No, go play. I'm gonna go to the park later too. So enjoy.
all right. Well, have a great day,
Awesome.
and everybody, thank you
Get
for
outdoors.
listening today. Quick one, and we'll get back with you soon.
Love you guys. See you soon.
Love y'all. Bye.
Bye.